The PG and Research Department of Commerce, Sadakathullah Appa College, organized a two-day national conference on impact of Insolvency and Bankruptcy Code 2016 on MSME on 12th and 13th February 2021. The conference was funded by the Indian Council of Social Science Research, ICSSR, New Delhi. The Insolvency and Bankruptcy Code 2016 aims at consolidating existing shattered laws on insolvency of companies, partnership firms, and individuals. Research has to highlight the special requirements and statutory protection needed for this vital MSME sector in Indian economy under the new IB Code 2016, since the code itself is an enacting legislation. The conference has been undertaken to find out a holistic solution to protect the Indian MSMEs under the new IB Code. The conference is devoted to intensive and interactive session with various stakeholders with the relevant details of the code, how the IBC 2016 has been helpful to MSMEs. The conference was themed on the IBC for economic growth, the IBC for ease of doing business, the IBC for value maximization, measuring the impact of the IBC on corporate finance, measuring the impact of the IBC on debt market, measuring the impact of the IBC on entrepreneurship, balancing interest of stakeholders under processes under the code, freedom to exit, the ultimate freedom, observing and measuring behavioral change amongst the stakeholders of IBC, effectiveness of the IBC processes vis-a-vis other options for resolution and recovery, matrix for assessing outcome of the IBC processes, building capacity in the ecosystem for economic freedom, databases for insolvency and bankruptcy, institutions for insolvency regime, information utility, insolvency professional agency, interface of tax laws and the IBC, interface of foreign exchange laws and the IBC, interface of securities laws and the IBC, and interface of company law and the IBC. Dr. A. Hamill, Associate Professor and Head, Department of Commerce, welcomed. The Principal, Dr. A. Mohammed Sadiq, presided and delivered Presidential Address. Thiru Vishnu IAS, District Collector, Tirunelveli, offered the inaugural address and highlighted the conference theme. Dr. S.M.A. Said Mohammed Kaja, Vice Principal, and Mr. S. Ganesan, Assistant Director and Project Manager, Department of Industries and Commerce, Tirunelveli, offered felicitations. CA Dr. Gopal Krishna Raju, Chartered Accountant, Insolvency Professional and Registered Valuer, presented the key highlights of Insolvency and Bankruptcy Code 2016. Dr. N. Ramalingam, Associate Professor, Gulati Institute of Finance and Taxation, Autonomous Institution, Government of Kerala, handled the technical session on Insolvency and Bankruptcy Code 2016 and Entrepreneur Development. Dr. M. Sultana Berwin, Assistant Professor, Department of Economics, proposed a vote of thanks on the first day of the conference. Mr. M. Muthukumar, Senior Manager Law, Indian Overseas Bank, Regional Office, Tirunelveli, gave a lecture on insolvency and resolution process. Dr. S. A. Senthilkumar, Professor and Head, Department of Management Studies, Pondicherry University, Karaikal Campus, Puducherry, and Mr. P. Mahendra Bhupati, Assistant Professor of Management Studies, Nanda College of Engineering, Erode, served as chairpersons at the paper presentation sessions. Tirumadi V. Kalaiselvi, Manager, Indian Overseas Bank District Court Branch, delivered felicitation address at the valedictory session. Reverend Dr. D. Thomas Alexander, S.J., Principal, St. Xavier's College of Education Autonomous, Palayamkottai, offered the valedictory address. Dr. M. Abdul Rahman, Assistant Professor of Commerce, Sadakathullah Appa College, Autonomous, Tirunelveli, presented the conference report at the valedictory session. Dr. Benazir and Mr. Abdul Qadir, Assistant Professors of Commerce, Sadakathullah Appa College, Autonomous, Tirunelveli, acted as Masters of Ceremony. The conference was attended by many students, research scholars, teaching faculty, industrialists, professionals, and many corporate people, and papers were presented at the conference by faculty and scholars. Dr. M. N. Muhammad Abusali Sheikh, convener of the conference, Assistant Professor of Commerce, Sadakathullah Appa College, Autonomous, Tirunelveli, proposed a vote of thanks at the valedictory session.